Rome left. Britain stood divided. Tribes clashed, legends rose, and a new nation emerged. Dive into the untold saga of post-Roman Britain. Who would rise? Who would fall? Discover the battles that shaped a nation. Chapter 1. Farewell, Rome. The mighty Romans, rulers of Britain for 400 years, packed up and left. They abandoned their grand buildings, roads, and cities. The people of Britain watched in disbelief. What would become of their land without the powerful Roman soldiers to keep order? Fear crept in. Without the Romans, who would defend the land from invading tribes? Britain felt vulnerable, like a ship lost at sea. Towns once bustling with Roman traders and soldiers grew silent. The great Hadrian's Wall, once a mighty barrier, stood lonely and unguarded. In the distance, the drums of war sounded. New groups, eager to claim this land as their own, prepared for battle. Britain was on the brink of a new era, but who would lead them? Would they unite or be torn apart? The stage was set for an epic struggle for control. Chapter 2. Rising Tribes. As Roman footsteps faded, bold tribes saw a chance. The Picts from the chilly north, the fierce Scots from beyond the hills, the Anglo-Saxons sailing from across the sea, and the Welsh kingdoms from the west all had one dream: rule Britain. Each tribe was unique. The Picts painted their bodies with intricate designs. The Scots were known for their powerful war cries. The Anglo-Saxons came with their dragon-headed ships, and the Welsh were skilled horse riders. It wasn't just about land, it was about pride, culture, and leaving a mark for generations to come. Eyes watched warily from behind ancient trees and stone walls. Alliances formed, some strong as iron, others fragile as glass. The once peaceful land buzzed with whispers of strategies and secrets. The race to shape Britain's destiny had begun. The question was, which tribe would win the crown? Chapter 3. Clash of Cultures. The air grew tense. Everywhere the sound of sharpening blades echoed. The tribes, each eager to claim their spot, clashed in fierce battles. Forests once silent rang with the clash of swords and the roars of warriors. Stories of bravery sprouted. A Pictish warrior who stood alone against 10 foes, a cunning Saxon general who outsmarted his enemies, and a young Welsh archer whose arrows never missed. But it wasn't all about fighting. Some leaders whispered in the shadows, forming secret pacts and alliances. They knew that sometimes words could be mightier than swords. Yet, amidst the chaos, betrayals occurred. Friends became foes. Trust was a luxury. The land of Britain, torn between old ways and new ambitions, faced a turning point. Which tribe would rise to the top, and which tales of heroism would be sung for ages? Chapter 4. The Legend of Arthur. Amidst the turmoil, a name echoed. Arthur. Was he a hero clad in shining armor, or just a tale whispered around campfires? Some said he wielded a magical sword, Excalibur, and led knights on daring quests. People spoke of a round table, where Arthur and his knights sat as equals, dreaming of a united Britain. They battled monsters, saved damsels, and sought the elusive Holy Grail. But not everyone believed. Some historians scratched their heads, wondering if Arthur was real or just a hopeful dream in tough times. Yet whether legend or truth, Arthur's tale inspired many. It gave hope that one could rise from the chaos, unite the tribes, and bring peace. King Arthur, real or not, became a symbol of the heart and soul of Britain. His story asked a powerful question: can one hero change the fate of a nation? Chapter 5. Living amidst chaos. While warriors clashed and kings plotted, everyday folks tried to find their way. Farmers tilled their lands, children played with wooden toys, and merchants shouted deals in lively markets. Life wasn't easy. With no Roman guards around, bandits could be a threat. But communities pulled together, building fences and keeping watch. Families gathered around fires, sharing stories of their ancestors and passing down traditions. Festivals lit up the seasons, with dances, feasts, and songs that echoed the land's spirit. And in quiet moments, they dreamed of green fields without wars, of children laughing without fear, of a united Britain. Even in chaos, there was love, joy, and hope. It was a reminder that life goes on, and amidst struggles, the human spirit can shine bright. This chapter of Britain wasn't just about battles. It was about finding beauty in the midst of stormy days. Chapter 6. Faith and Spirituality. Amidst the uncertainty, people turned to the skies and spirits for guidance. Stone circles, once places of ancient rituals, buzzed with new energy. Druids whispered prayers to the old gods, while some welcomed a newer faith, Christianity. Churches rose beside sacred groves, crosses alongside pagan symbols. It was a dance of old and new beliefs. Some embraced both, blending rituals and creating unique traditions. Monks with their quiet ways and ink-stained fingers penned down tales and prayers, preserving knowledge and faith. Pilgrimages became journeys of hope, with folks traveling miles, seeking blessings and miracles. And when night fell, under the blanket of stars, people wondered, do gods and spirits pick sides in wars? Do they too dream of peace? In these shifting times, faith wasn't just about rituals. It was a beacon, guiding hearts through the darkness, offering solace and hope amidst the waves of change. Chapter 7. Language and Expression. Voices of Britain were changing. Words from distant shores mixed with ancient chants, creating a new rhythm. The birth of Old English began, a blend of the tribe's tongues. Songs were sung of valiant heroes and heart-wrenching love. Stories, once just spoken, started getting penned on parchment, capturing the spirit of the times. People from different tribes traded not just goods, but tales. A Saxon farmer might share a joke with a Pictish trader, laughing together, even if their leaders were at odds. Ink and quill danced together, etching poems, riddles, and tales. These writings were treasures, windows into the heart of a transforming Britain. It was clear, words held power. They could unite, inspire, and give hope. And in this era of clashing swords and shifting sands, the pen too became a mighty tool, weaving the very fabric of a nation's soul. Chapter 8. Rise of New Kingdoms. From the dust of battles, new flags rose. Kingdoms were born, staking claim to hills, rivers, and forests. Leaders, both fierce and wise, began to shape the land's destiny. The Anglo-Saxons carved kingdoms in the east, while the Picts and Scots united lands in the north. Welsh leaders rallied their people, guarding their traditions and terrain. Castles began to dot the landscape, symbols of power and protection. Markets thrived under their shadows, buzzing with trade and tales from far lands. But these weren't just territories on a map. Each kingdom had its soul, its stories, its dreams. Festivals celebrated victories, songs honored fallen heroes, and alliances were sealed with grand feasts. In this jigsaw of kingdoms, one thing was clear. Britain was awakening, stitching a new identity. And though borders were drawn, the dream of a united land, a shared destiny, still lingered in many hearts. Chapter 9. Legacy of the War. The war drums quieted, but their echoes shaped generations. From Roman rule to tribal feuds, Britain had journeyed through fire, emerging as a tapestry of tales, traditions, and territories. The battles led to kingdoms, the struggles birthed legends. The lines drawn on maps weren't just borders, but stories of bravery, betrayal, and dreams. The once Roman province was now a landscape of diverse cultures. Castles stood tall, marketplaces bustled, and children played on lands where warriors once marched. But beyond the battles and crowns, the true legacy was of the people. Their resilience, their hope, and their unyielding spirit. Their tales, songs, and beliefs became the foundation of a nation's soul. This was the story of post-Roman Britain. A tale not just of wars and warriors, but of a land and its people, crafting a future from the echoes of the past.